Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be talking about Midtown. I haven't given a market update in forever, but we got to do a little spring cleaning today. I want to go over everything that has happened in the past 3 months from January to February to March and go over all the numbers with you guys so you feel comfortable if you're making that purchase or if you're making that move here in the future. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So getting into the actual numbers of the properties, we have about 235 listed condos right now in Midtown. We're not including the Garden District in these numbers today, so there are no single family residences. There's no townhomes either in any of these. So we're just having those big old high-rise condos that you see in the news or that you see and you just love to see. So $525,000 per condo on average. And I want to get into this a little bit because it's a little bit of a skewed number if you're actually just looking at averages. A lot of places will put these averages and they're not a real good representation of what the market actually is. The median price, which in this case is $405,000, I think is a much better representation because it shows that there are a lot more condos in that lower price range around $400,000 that are more realistic of what you're going to find in Midtown. So for the average, you just have properties that are like $2.5–3 million that are pulling the average way up because they're so expensive in the listed inventory right now. So that's why it happens. I would say if you're in like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, you're probably going to be more in that $405,000 range. And that's actually a pretty nice 2-bedroom if you're going to find it somewhere in the city and it's not like super above the top. I would say that's a perfect representation of it for sure. So after the past 3 months, January, February, March, again, this is April as of this recording, we have about $54 million in sold volume. And I know that's a lot less than the $120 million, and we'll get into that a little bit later as to why Midtown is like that. It's kind of weird. And, apart from that, that is over 104 condos that have been sold. So you can kind of see that $500,000 and $400,000 mark working into those numbers right there. But let's get into why that's actually a lot lower than the listed inventory, because the listed inventory right now is $120 million, and usually it is higher than the actual sold inventory, but it is significantly higher here in Midtown because Midtown actually has quite a bit longer of average days on market and months of inventory than most places in Metro Atlanta. Most places are like a lot, like if people don't sell their house in 2 weeks or a month, they're kind of freaking out about it. That's actually the normal time here in Midtown. So the average days on market in Midtown is actually 40 to 45. It's a month and a half. It's the realistic number you should be looking at here. So if you're worried about that and you're like, we need to sell this in a weekend, I would mentally prep yourself for that 40 to 45 day mark because that's pretty consistent. We saw it last year. We even saw it in those really hot markets like 2021. It was a bit less, but it was something you still like actually saw, and it really didn't go with the ebbs and flows of everything else. And 6 months of inventory is actually a very good thing. It's a very neutral ground. It's the perfect neutral ground actually. So it's right down the middle. It's great for negotiations. Whether you're a buyer or seller, you can actually negotiate now because people have their properties on market a lot longer, and it's not kind of a downturn thing. It's just, that's really the perfect healthy market we should be seeing. So just want to let you guys know those numbers. Of course, if you're looking to purchase, be sure to reach out to someone like myself that can help you guys out, because a part of the reason that these actually have a lot larger days on market is because people need to feel comfortable with the buildings and the HOA and everything about a specific property before they actually go into it and actually commit to that purchase. And I want you guys to be able to work with someone who knows what's going on to each individual niche building in the area. Also, of course, if you guys are sellers, you want to have someone who knows what's going on in your building, maybe even as well as you do. It's really tough sometimes to get a real estate agent. You have to sometimes even explain to them the whole processes of selling a condo in general. But a lot of people, if they're already familiar with it, they might not be familiar with the niche thing about that. So be sure to reach out to me. But other than that, little market update for you guys. Love doing it. Spring cleaning, get it out of the way. And if you guys are excited about this market as much as I am, there's a lot of optimism in the air. So I'm glad to bring you guys this news today. But without further ado, I will let you guys get back to it, and I'll see you around.